quest?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Delaware not coming? I don't remember anything about that from last session, but I might have forgotten. Oh, fuck. Okay, give me a minute. Sorry, guys.
It's cool.
Am I more audible now?
Very much so,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, apparently my new laptop just has a really shitty mic then. That's fun.
Did you enable the mic boost?
I don't know where to enable that. I think it is, but I have no idea. Where do I enable mic boost?
Right-click recording devices. Yeah, recording devices. Then right-click properties on the device, and it should be like I think under level or levels, or at the very least, make sure that that's up to like 100.
Is that better at all?
Nope.
That's the opposite
Oh,
of
no.
better.
Okay, we're just going to stick with this computer then. And I'm just gonna have both my laptops open here.
That's the way to go, really. Multiple screens.
Yeah, but they're disconnected. They're disconnected screens though. It's not the same.
This is where what's it called? Synergy comes into play.
The hell's synergy?
It basically allows you to share one mouse and keyboard between multiple computers, which I used to use a lot.
That sounds sweet, because I have a shit ton of old laptops that I can't really use.
Oh, man.
But they
I
are
once stuck together
screens.
like 5 monitors at work before I got to Thunderbolts.
Ooh, yes. Thunderbolt is always fun.
And the other nice thing about it is it's cross-platform.
Okay, I need this.
Yeah, I definitely need that. So I can unify like an Ubuntu box and a Windows one on the same instance, or?
No, just the mouse and keyboard. So I don't remember if I think it gives you copy and paste like text and whatnot across them. But to me, that's always been the most important thing because I do all my file sharing other ways.
Yeah, no, that's fair. All right, cool. Well, we learned some valuable lessons today about microphones, or I did at least.
The more you know.
All right, this looks promising. I will check it later. As soon as Roll20 finishes loading everything. Brilliant. Okay. So, who remembers and wants to talk about what we did last session? / how is everybody also?
I'm pretty good, actually. My Christmas bonus was bigger than I thought it would be.
Nice.
Win.
Yep.
Everybody wins there.
Yeah, all right. So what we did last session is we got to the Goblin Cave. We presented the tribute stool to the Goblin King. But then he wanted more stuff, like to survive, which I don't know what's up with that. So we didn't like that deal, so we killed him and took the people, and we got him back to town. And there's like 40 people and food for 10, which was awesome. So we left. And then when we got back to town, we found our Lord Nobun, and he sent us on another mission to Bryn Shander to deal with a different giant having their own issues. And we're getting transported there by the cloud giant Zephyros, whom we're supposed to spy on while we're here.
You're supposed to figure out what he knows. He was non-specific as to how. But yeah, that's pretty close to. Yeah, that is what you guys did last session.
So we should fix him.
You want to fix the cloud giant.
Yeah, that way he'll tell us what he knows.
How do you propose fixing him?
The Ned way.
You're not Ned.
I'm only going to ask you this once. Are you sure you want to do that?
No, but I was trying to get a call back in.
Fair enough. All right. But so last time you all left off, we were just outside of Waterdeep, and Zephyros had just descended from his tower. Hello, children. I understand you're looking for a ride. Is that right, Lord Naboon? Lord Naboon nods, motions you all towards Zephyros and his staircase of clouds. Come along, children. We'll get you where you're looking to go.
You're most kind, darling. Thank you.
Oh, not at all. I do so adore you little children. So adorable. It is my pleasure to have you here.
Oh, the pleasure is ours.
Oh, you are too kind. Come, come. Shall we go?
Yes, of course.
Excellent. Zephyros turns around, begins striding on up his cloud steps.
Follow them up.
What the fuck? Sue. They're giant-sized cloud steps, I feel I should specify. Yeah, this is Zephyros' cloud tower. It's 3 floors. There are no visible stairs between levels. Zephyros mostly just seems to float about it. I mean, it's a wizard's tower. It's an insane wizard's tower. Why wouldn't it have a hat?
I'm super excited about this.
I am glad you are. But so as you enter the cloud tower, most of the lowest level actually seems to be covered by, around the edges, by these thin light blue curtains. The rest of it, however, is mostly bare. It seems comfortable and warm here, but you can hear the wind howling outside. Above you, there's about a 20-foot hole in the ceiling. Knowing cloud giants, you could assume that Zephyros uses that hole to go up and down his tower. There's plenty of room, but no real beds anywhere. Chris, you just dropped out of the Roll20 game.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get it to do something.
Okay, no worries. So, children, where are you looking to go?
We have a meeting to make in Bryn Shandar, however it's pronounced.
Brian Shander, I think I went with. I'm not sure either, but...
That's right.
Oh, well, cool. Brian Shander, you say? There's frost giants up there. Are you sure you can deal with them?
Well, our purpose is not to go do battle.
What is your purpose then?
Hopefully, to prevent battle.
respectable goal. Have you any idea how you might do so?
Not yet.
Would
Well-
you know anything about, dealing peacefully with frost giants?
I might know a little. They are, however distant, my kin, after all. What questions have you?
And I suppose knowing a bit of the customs is a good place to start, wouldn't you think? We don't want to cause any unnecessary injury.
Cause them injury. You've never met a frost giant before, have you?
Well, they are a mystery to me, I can tell you that. But that makes it interesting.
Have any of you?
I don't have much experience with them either, no.
Well, I suppose I should give you a bit of a lesson, then, on giants, but frost giants in particular. Frost giants, above all else, respect strength. They prize the ability to. They prize feats of strength above all else in their culture. As with all giants, they're prone to rock throwing. It's almost a sport to us. Each type of giant has its own twist upon the formula. We, frost giants, have always been about distance, though. More so than any others.
What would your specialty be? Just looks completely interested at knuckles kind of against the side of the chin.
Cloud giants mostly do it. My kin would prefer to do it as throwing the most expensive thing you can.
Ooh, I like your style.
That's always been our way. Place in the ordning for cloud giants such as myself is determined by wealth. For frost giants, it is strength. Each variety of giant has its own way, though. For hill giants, it's size. For stone giants, art. And so on and so on. By our skills, we each know our place in the ordning that the Allfather set out for us so long ago. Zephyros looks a little bit pained as he talks about this particular part.
Ings just gives a frown. Are you alright?
Oh yes, quite all right. It's been so very long, is all. Imagine, however, that you don't wish to hear all of giant history just now, though. It is a long history, as we are long-lived people.
Unfortunately, our journey makes that a bit difficult, but I would like to hear it someday.
Well, your journey is about 2.5 weeks. It is 600 miles. Did you think we were going to fly in a day?
We honestly had no idea how long this would take.
Given what I've heard of you, I would not be surprised at all.
What have you heard of me, little child?
That you're quite the accomplished wizard.
You can tell you're full of shit.
I could make a deception check on that if you wanted me to.
Go ahead. Make a deception check to flatter the Cloud Giant.
That's what I do, man. Shoot, where's my thing? There. Heck yeah!
I guess she doesn't need your help quite yet. So, what have you heard of me then? And Zephyros begins to stroke his beard as he turns towards you. Only the best, I hope.
Oh, quite the tale of wisdom and intelligence, of course.
You are a dear child. Perhaps when I drop the others off, I'll keep you with me to spread lovely stories, to tell me the best stories. That would be nice. It's been so long since I had company here.
Oh, darling, as much as I would love that, I do need to deal with these frost giants, but I would be glad to spend some time with you afterwards, once there's a little bit less, difficult things going on. You understand, correct? A wise man such as yourself.
I shall see. We will discuss this after your errands for the good Lord Naboon are done.
Of course, darling, of course. So out of character, we're supposed to spy on him a little, but like, what all did they need to know about him? Or what was he expecting us to get out of him?
The giants are kind of going batshit right now. So there's giant attacks everywhere. Include not just like people expect hill giant attacks, and to a lesser extent like frost giants. But you're getting people everywhere are reporting random attacks, like cloud giants are coming out. A couple of storm giants have been seen. The whole ordning basically is coming out to play and raid stuff.
Okay.
The Lord basically wants you to try and wheedle out of Zephyros if there is some sort of reason for all of this chaos that they're causing.
Okay. So in her sort of flattery, she would mention that he's also far kinder than the cloud giants that we've heard about most recently, which seems strange given his description of them.
Oh no! We are often kind to little ones such as yourselves. After all, it is much easier to have little ones bring you wealth and to seek it yourself often. Many of my kind feel that in return for living quietly and not killing those near them, they deserve payment.
And so if those around them did not give payment, they would be prone to attacking.
They would. An example must be made. The others would not respect them if they did not.
It's very sad it must come to that. Just seemed very odd to hear about these attacks. We just came from a town that was attacked, though it did not seem that they were making any trouble.
Which town is this?
The human name for it is Nightstone.
Small town, large, old black rock in the middle.
That would certainly be the one, you know of it.
Never heard of it.
She'll just give him a sly smirk at that. Oh, come now. An intelligent man such as
He's
yourself.
lying to us.
Sorry?
I don't believe he never heard of it.
Never heard the name. But the stone there has been of great interest. As I said, it is ancient. There is some magic to it. We've never been able to determine quite what.
And unfortunately, now it appears to be stolen.
By cloud giants, yes.
That is what was said.
It would not surprise me. The frost giants are primarily northwards, the stone giants underground. The fire giants rarely leave the plane of fire. The storm giants, they do not but wait. The hill giants, they're far, far too stupid to do something like that. Which leaves my kind, cloud giants.
It's a shame they had to harm so many to take it then.
Indeed.
Do you think they would be experimenting on it? Or simply taking it as wealth?
It is unique, as far as we know. That on its own is reason enough for them to take it. But the age of the rock was around the time of Astoria. It's possible that is why they've taken it.
A story, huh?
The ancient home of the giants. Surely you've heard of it. Spoken of in Solomon's story. Our once great nation. From so many millennia ago.
Yes, of course.
Roll a history check, Adriel. Same with anybody who wants to know if they've actually heard any such stories. Okay, yeah, you guys would have definitely heard stories of Astoria. And he's right, it was a giant, it was the giant nation thousands of years ago. Um, let's see, what else? Astoria was a giant nation thousands of years ago. It was ruled in much the same fashion as giant society is today, with its caste system. It eventually fell in a war between the giants and the dragons.
Good dragons, bad dragons, or all dragons?
All dragons. Giants and dragons are kind of ancient enemies. That war and the fall of Astoria is why.
And he had mentioned that they might have taken the stone because it possibly, came from that time or came from Astoria?
I mean, it's old magic around the same time period as Astoria. It's not an illogical conclusion to make that it is from Astoria.
Or at least from that time, if what he's saying is correct.
Right.
What other kind of giant attacks did they say they were having that were out of the ordinary?
Frost giant attacks up north. Frost giant attacks up north are increasing in regularity, but they're also coming south more. There have been a couple of stone giant attacks from underground. There have been a couple of incursions of fire giants. Giants are getting more rowdy. People have actually seen storm giants for the first time in decades, which is reason enough for concern as is. Yeah.
I just wish we could understand why all these types of giants are coming out of the woodwork so often, so soon, so close together. It seems very odd. And how we might deal with it.
It is a mystery, isn't it?
Insight that.
One sec. Wow. Sorry, his character sheet just died. Give me one sec. Okay, his role's there. So, Inks, you and you alone notice that Zephyros is looking a little bit shifty. He kind of drags his foot a little bit along the ground when he's talking to you guys. Don't know what you're talking about.
Surely not a mystery for a genius wizard such as yourself. Wouldn't have any idea?
If you'll excuse me, I apologize, but I must head above and set course towards Brine Shander. We should begin to move. Ah, if you wish to water your laundry, whatever that is, I don't know, but if you need water, there should be a bucket around around where you entered. It will fill as often as you need it. If you have need of anything, merely ask. This ground floor is unfortunately all I can offer you for lodgings. I hope it suffices.
That's perfectly fine.
Excellent, excellent.
And of course, if you need any assistance, I am perfectly willing to aid as best I can. I'm told that my lyre music is quite good for focus.
I have no doubt it is. No doubt. With that, Zephyros floats upward through the large hole in the roof and vanishes from you guys' view, leaving you alone on the bottom floor. Soon afterwards, you feel the tower begin to move.
Are there any windows we can see through aside from the front door?
There's the front door. There's all those curtains around, which you can pull back without any trouble and look behind. They don't go anywhere sinister. They cover windows to the outside.
Okay. And it's just sky moving past.
Yeah. It's a little bit faster than it would be if you were walking, but
Right.
besides that, you just see fields and forest and the occasional road dotting the landscape from up here. You're very high up. You're probably 2,000 or 3,000 feet in the air.
Okay. And the only furniture in the room is the table and the one chair?
Yup.
Right.
Zephyros isn't big on company, generally.
Yeah. Well, I'll find a place to put my stuff down.
There's plenty of room. It is a cloud giant-sized tower. There's plenty of room for you to put your stuff down.
Not very talkative, is he?
Hank just rounds at that. Certainly knows something, though. But I do like
They're
a
at least
hard-to-get
suspect.
audience member. Just kind of sparks again.
Those are at least suspects.
From up above you, you hear humming. Nothing sinister, just Zephyros is humming to himself as he works up above.
On key or off key?
Off.
Okay.
Cloud giants can't carry a tune in a bucket.
I think all of us cringe at that, except Lamont.
Ings just keeps
Ox
smirking
maybe
to herself. She may be a bit of a masochist.
not. You are correct, Rich. You are correct.
There must be a way to get through that exterior.
You just do random somersaults?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
She does when she's bored.
Seems legit. Um, you can try and match the humming, but he keeps changing pitch unexpectedly. Changing pitch? Key? Key. Key, I think, is the right thing here.
She tried.
I haven't taken a music course in several years. I don't actually know.
She can find some chords.
Okay. Yeah, you can keep trying to match Zephyros. Occasionally you manage and it sounds really nice. You know, when he stays on key for more than a couple beats at a time. But most of the time it's a tricksy endeavor. Meanwhile, Zephyros continues to hum. Yeah, you have 2.5 weeks. What was I going to say? I had something. Right. Eventually, if you go too long without calling out to Zephyros or anything, eventually you start seeing small flashes of light coming from the level where he is. And the sound that you hear from up there changes from humming to a little bit of chanting. Everybody's very quiet.
Ah, damn it! I keep having to hit the mute and turn it back on. Then it doesn't turn back on immediately.
No worries. Adriel, if you want to. Yeah.
It's pretty.
Best.
There's
Best. Fuck. Inks, you know enough formal-ish magic that you would recognize it as spell work.
like flashy lights, chanting. Oh yeah, that's spell work.
And does Richard have a plan to get up there? So I imagine it's a little further we can just jump.
It's about 100 feet.
I figured there was going to be climbing involved.
Just scale the wall?
Now we could just ask next time. Once it dies down a bit. Go to see the master at work, right?
You can always ask, yes. Do you want to try and climb?
If he
I
tries,
figured we
Inks will
should-
give him the other look.
Well, I was just gonna say we could try asking first, and if he tries to stonewall us again, then a climbing I will go.
Stonewall. You're very droll.
Okay. How do you ask?
Bring enough food.
I mean, Zephyros, despite being an insane giant, does require food. So he's more than happy to share food with you if you require. Otherwise, he's also more than happy to put you down near like an inhabited town and have you go pick up food and then pay you back for it.
Inks is good with being delivery. She's used to carrying around wine and stuff for people. Heck, that would be her in. Like, can I bring you anything while you work, darling?
Do you just shout that up towards him?
I could try it.
The flashing and chanting abruptly halt as you shout upwards at him. You hear what sounds like some very angry words up there. Do any of you speak Giant?
No.
No.
I swear one of you guys was going to try and speak Giant for this. That's okay. So you hear what sound like some very angry words coming from upstairs. Yes?
I'm sorry, darling. I just wanted to make sure that you were well, and if you needed anything, we could bring something up to you.
I am well. Thank you. I will return below in a while. I have some things I must attend to up here in order to keep us on course, you understand.
Yes, of course, darling. If you need anything, just please let us know.
I will, but please be careful when you yell.
Yes, I'm very sorry. I'm told I can be a bit loud sometimes.
I mean, as far as you can tell, he needs to do magic stuff to keep you all on course.
Yeah, nope.
You all can cast magic. You wanted, you could probably make Arcana checks to know whether or not he needs to do that. Oh,
Aha!
holy shit, Adriel.
I know a little bit about cloud towers, apparently.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. You're a paladin of Bahamut. You probably learned at least a little bit about giants. I guess at least some of it stuck.
Well, that and a traveling entertainer, so I probably heard a lot of random stories.
That's true. So if you recall correctly, Adriel, all that a giant's tower needs to move is what's known as a navigation orb, which does exactly what it sounds like. It helps the giant navigate and gives direction to the tower. You heard an old story once way back about a group of dwarves who heroically snuck into an evil cloud giant's tower and stole the orb from him while he was sleeping.
Just like want to ask him, is your orb broken?
What?
Not yet.
Sorry, that was out of character. I wouldn't have known that anyway.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but Adriel will give a suspicious look at the ceiling when he says that.
Okay. Zephyros is mostly consumed in what he's doing. He's not looking down at you guys. So he does not see your suspicious look. He has no idea you're onto him.
I mean, he could just be doing other random wizard stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't recognize the spell he was casting. Oh shit! Did you guys buy that before you left?
Hmm?
The group bag of holding.
Oh.
Shit. If I remember correctly, you guys found enough gold to put that all together.
Right, as long as we all went in on it, I think was the deal. And I don't remember why we waited. I think we wanted to talk to Inks about it first.
Yeah, but now it's in here.
But yeah, this is the long and short of it. Is we were going to go in on a bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, this is something more caused by out-of-game difficulties than by in-game ones. We'll talk about it out of game, because, like, in character, this is something you would have resolved before you left Waterdeep. So,
Yeah.
I will give it to you.
Oh, the 300 for the bag?
250.
250. And then we had to split that.
4 ways, so like 63-ish each. I can throw in the extra gold piece or two to make up the difference.
62.5, I think.
We go off silver, so we can just do 62.5.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, bug Ox about it out of game. Yeah. Okay. We'll bug Ox about it out of game, but for the moment, assume you have a bag of holding.
So now we don't have to carry our packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Very
throw
neat.
them.
I was going to sell the Goblin Boss Scimitar. Do I got a regular book price back for that?
It's literally just a regular scimitar. It's not magical in any way.
That's what you told me.
Yep. Shit. Sell it for 4 gold. You can probably haggle for higher if you want.
I'll give that up.
No, I'd like to
Go ahead.
haggle that. If he doesn't. Sorry, she doesn't.
Haggle that bag of holding?
No, the Scimitar, 4
Oh.
gold is like crazy cheap, so no, I'm haggling that.
She'll take you up to, Merchant will take you up to 6. It is just a bog standard scimitar.
Yeah, but they're 25 retail, so.
Oh, are they? Shit, I thought they were like 8. That's what longswords are.
Up to
Yeah, we'll
15.
take you up to 12.
I'm sorry, say again?
Take you up to 15.
I'll take it.
There you go.
Such a good haggler. You do us proud. Go team charisma check.
Yep, your 12 got you another couple gold. But you've sold everything. You've pestered Zephyros a bunch and disrupted something he was doing. Anything else you guys want to do?
So just here is just like what's pictured there? Are those like statues?
Yep. So those are large, very ornate statues. So they're stone carved, gold inlay. They look to be cloud giants.
So how tall are they?
They're probably about 20 feet. The gold orbs are very large crystal spheres that are hanging down from the ceiling. They have flames continually crackling away inside of them. They're suspended from the ceiling by iron chains.
And then there's just a giant table and one giant chair.
Giant-sized table and a giant-sized chair.
I'm assuming that the table itself is a good 10, 15 feet off the floor anyway. Well, how tall is a cloud giant?
Cloud giants are large-sized, so I think they're supposed to be about 25 feet tall.
Right, so you're at least 10 feet off the floor for the table, probably a little more.
Yeah.
We're going to need to jump up.
Well, by the way, how's Rilix been doing at this point?
Oh! Rilix has just kind of been following around with you guys. She seems very at home in the air. She's just zipping around. Seems to be enjoying it here.
He's used some prestidigitation to make a little, like a little ball of red light for her to follow around.
You're the worst.
We know you love it.
Rilix spots your strange, small red ball of light and begins to corkscrew through the air while chasing after it, attempting to paw at it and catch it.
See, that's also how you get on a Cloud Giant's good side, with the adorableness of flying cats.
Zephyros is going to have to make a wisdom save against the adorableness of your cat.
That's a high DC. It's a cute cat.
It's not that high a DC. Zephyros, unfortunately, is unmoved by the cuteness of your cat.
He just has no heart.
I resent that. I have a heart.
That is out of character. She's flattering the hell out of him.
I know.
I have to be careful.
Anybody else want to try flattering and or speaking to Zephyros?
Adriel's probably going to let Inks take the lead on this in general, honestly. She's not specifically good at one-on-one interactions, aside from being generally nice.
But I also don't know what you know exactly.
I mean, I could, but I have no idea what to
At some
say.
point, she would probably share with you guys that all the stories she's heard, there's a navigation orb, and that's all that you need to do to make the cloud move. But all I'm really sure is if you take away the navigation orb, the cloud don't move. In terms of what you need to use to push it around, like how much work that takes, yada yada.
You'd know that it doesn't take much work for that. The clouds mostly just steer themselves.
Right.
After being given their direction, part of the magic of, a flying cloud tower is that they don't do anything like crash into the ground.
Don't have to dodge mountains actively.
Yeah. If you did, it would be poorly built, and if it's poorly built, there's no point in a cloud giant having it. It'd be a disgrace. Oh, yes. This is... Don't you like my tower? He'll, actually come down and hover a little bit above you guys for that. It is such a lovely tower. I do enjoy this tower.
It is absolutely marvelous, darling. But I do have to ask, is your navigation orb broken? It seems like a lot of work for what I've heard such a thing is used for.
He raises an eyebrow at you. It is in fine working condition, thank you.
Oh, I see. You're just trying to impress me. Oh, it's working. But I would like to know more. You can't just leave me in the dark, darling. I must know how the genius does his work. How else am I going to tell stories?
Oh, the navigation orb is exceedingly simple. It is merely touch, focus your mind upon where you wish to go, upon the directions that you wish to travel, upon the sights you wish to see, and it, in turn, directs the tower.
Well, it's quite amazing. But then what was the chanting about? And the lights?
It is a matter. I've been attempting to contact some friends of mine regarding this giant problem, as you would say. I have been unable to do so. It has left me in short temper, I'm afraid. Well, I
Terribly
am
hard to hear that.
Of course I could show you, dearest elf friend. Come, here. Hold on to me. He extends a hand towards you. Rich.
Hold on to him or just hop into his hand? Or, I guess, he's not that big. So, yeah, hold on.
Inks just immediately puts on the jealous routine.
Oh, don't you want to come too, Inks?
Oh, you know it, darling. If it's all right with our great benefactor, of course.
Well, I suppose we could show the rest of you as well. Young, I believe that you're one of those snow elves, are you not? Would you care to join us as well?
Certainly. It's not a sight many of my kind will ever get a chance to see.
Oh, too true. Especially such a disciple as yourself. A most rare sight nowadays. Our flying tower. Yeah, Zephyros will allow you all to grab onto his hand. Disciple, yes, is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I know his voice is a little bit unclear at times.
Just a little surprised he said that.
He knows who your god
You-
is.
Yeah, do you wear any overt symbols of Bahamut?
Really? The shield a little bit, but it's a dragon shield. And she didn't have that out, so.
Hmm. Unless you comment on it, Zephyros is just going to carry you all up to the second floor of his lovely, lovely tower.
Mhm.
You can see from the higher level that you're at now, you can actually see the underbelly of the hat that's on top of the tower.
It's a small
It
world
actually
after all.
looks yeah, it actually looks as if it's just an enormous woven hat from down where you are. For whatever reason, Zephyros wove that hat and stuck it on top of his tower.
That is called fashion
So he's
points.
the subtle.
Sorry, what was that, Adrian?
So he's the subtle type, huh?
He rides around in a tower floating on the clouds. What makes you think subtle about that?
He likes to call it the happiest place on Earth. Or in the Forgotten Realms.
Happiest place on Toril. Young ones. Yeah, he'll move straight over to the orb, set his hand upon it. This is how it is used. It is merely place your hand upon the orb and make contact with it. And show it your desires of where to go. He closes his eyes briefly. So within this room, you see what looks like a giant-sized bed. There is a large chest on the opposite wall from where you've entered, and underneath where Zephyros is standing now, there looks to be a large, almost looks like a summoning circle set up. It's a circle, lots of runes and glyphs inscribed within it. And it's inlaid with metal into the stone floor of his tower. Zephyros walks right through it while he's going to the orb.
Like an orb and a magic circle. This is quite the tower.
One tries. Abruptly, you feel a shift in the direction of the tower. As it starts going a little bit more easterly was before. But just as abruptly, you feel it begin to move back onto its original course. You see, little one, it is merely an effort of will.
How extraordinary.
As I said, one tries. Have you further questions to ask?
How do you keep the water out of the hat?
Oh, the hat is waterproof.
It just goes slightly wider. Are those griffins I hear?
Oh yes, there are a few that make their nests up there.
Oh, how adorable.
I don't know that they would agree with you.
Oh, I'm sorry, majestic.
Probably a more apt descriptor of them, yes.
Oh, I don't think those things are mutually exclusive. She just gives a grin.
If you'd ever spoken with a griffin, you'd find they disagree. Little child.
I will keep that in mind.
Good, good. But yes, the hat is waterproof. I found that out the first time I attempted to fly through a cloud with the hat on top. It was a very unpleasant experience. Dripping water throughout the entire tower for weeks until it dried fully. I would not recommend it to anybody.
That would be annoying.
Now, you did say that you were trying to contact some associates. Are there any names that we would know? You do know we could use any assistance in this matter that we could get, given the situation.
Oh, most importantly, I wish to contact the Storm King, His Majesty Hecaton. He is first among the storm giants, and thus first amongst all giants. He keeps court under the Western Sea somewhere, but I cannot find him.
Dear.
Wait, did you say under the sea?
Under the sea.
If you don't mind me asking, why would a storm giant be under the sea?
Who can say? They have peculiar tastes in living. Some of them prefer. I will do that in a moment. Some of them prefer living on mountaintops, much as you'd probably think of storm giants. But some live deep under the sea and express themselves in whirlpools and hurricanes and other such storms upon the sea. Some even live in deserts and are the cause of enormous sandstorms lasting for days upon days.
As a question, have you ever heard of the Brotherhood of the Kraken?
I've heard of a kraken. I don't know of any brotherhood. Any who wish to join such a creature in brotherhood would be foolish indeed.
Now,
Quite.
if I'm not mistaken, you said you were trying to contact the Storm King. Then, oh, do forgive me. And she gives a deep bow. I did not know we were in the presence of one of the King of Giants' court.
Oh, no, not good. I am merely old enough to have met him and requested some aid from him in the past. He took a slight fancy to me.
Just
Asked
smirks at
me
that,
to
I am sure of
contact
that.
him. Ask me to contact him in case of emergency.
And yet you cannot. Do you worry that he may be missing?
I don't know. I haven't been able to contact several other friends amongst the giants. One of the leaders of my own kind. Her name is Countess Sansuri. I've tried to contact her as well. Duke Zalto, the fire giants, is unreachable. Same with Jarl Storvold of the frost giants. I even attempted to reach Chief Gah of the hill giants, but nothing.
That is worrying indeed.
I do hope they're all right.
On top of that, Anam is silent. There is no direction for us, for all of his children.
I did say he was a genius, darling.
Yes, Anam is Anam the Allfather is his full name.
Right.
He is the creator of all giants, and technically the patron of all of them. Most giants in practice worship one of his children.
Right.
Oh, well, the ones be Countess Ansuri and I are of a kin, one could say. And the others, they're below me. Why shouldn't I be able to contact them in need?
Pardon, I just am not familiar with the way giant society works.
Oh, of course. Allow me. I'm just going to explain real quick. Okay, so giant society is structured around something called the ordning. It's basically a caste system for giants. So the castes go from bottom to top. There's hill giants at the bottom, then stone giants, then frost giants, fire giants, cloud giants, and then storm giants. Within each of those, there's some sort of characteristic that the giants rank themselves by within each of those castes. But the highest person in a lower caste is still below the lowest person in the caste above them. So the highest hill giant is still below the lowest stone giant, and so on and so forth up the chain.
This is like the system of One Punch Man.
Not too dissimilar, if I understand the two correctly.
Yeah, actually, that wouldn't even. It's decently similar. It's not a bad analogy. But yeah, basically, the heroes are, or the case of the ordning are the hero ranks in One Punch Man. So those are all their names of the people he's tried to contact.
Okay, because I just want it in the notes, so if you drop the name comes up again, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yep. Yeah. No, I figured that would be handy. I've also added what type of giant they are, just for clarity.
Thank you.
Problem.
It's gotta be like the middle of the night right now, right?
It's getting on in hours, yeah. It's probably about 8:23 in the evening. You had a long day, I'm sure. If you wish, you are more than welcome to rest. I'm sure listening to my prattle is not the most thrilling of endeavors.
Oh, darling, it is far from prattle.
Oh, you do humor an old man, you adorable child.
Oh, humor nothing. You give yourself too little credit.
You are too kind. But I would insist that you rest, my guests. It would be improper of me to keep you all awake for too long.
It is very kind of you, and we shall do just that.
Excellent, excellent. If you have need of anything, do call. I will be up here. I will probably continue my working.
Of course, and I'll try not to be so loud if such thing is the case.
Much appreciated, younglings. Now I will take you below. He extends his hand to the four of you, I guess.
Oh, she'll very carefully do what she did before.
And he will carefully carry you all below again. Sleep well, young children. Good night.
And good night to you.
He nods and ascends to the second floor again. You hear him chanting briefly, and then it becomes strangely muffled from up above. You hear no more from up top.
Well, that was to be expected. It's not napping. What do you all think?
He's definitely not telling us everything.
And it is kind of concerning. He can't get a hold of anyone.
Yeah, I'm one that I can't imagine that's not connected to the sudden increase in attacks, though. If all the kings go away.
My thoughts as well. As of right now, that is not something we can deal with.
Well, any other thoughts that y'all have?
Trying to brainstorm how else we can get him to open up, but aside from make friends with him over the next few days.
Well, I did say we had a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. I was hoping you can get him going on a rant, but he doesn't seem like a ranter. Which is unusual in wizards.
We just haven't found his trigger.
He's a very old wizard, too. He doesn't have many triggers left.
They took down a lot of the trigger warning signs.
He may not have many, but I'm pretty sure that if we hit the right one, it would be like a hair trigger.
Just not one that causes hostility.
Yeah, that's the concern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be a poor decision. That would be a decision of the "are you sure" variety.
That is a decision of the don't fix it variety.
I came out fine from that.
You did. You actually probably... Fixing that was actually a very good idea. All things told. Maybe not quite as explosively as you did, but destroying the circle was a good idea.
I suppose for now we just rest and think of what we're going to do the next couple weeks. And then once we get there.
All right. As you rest for the evening, you hear the occasional flapping of griffin wings around the tower as they go in and out throughout the night. As morning grows, though, the flapping gets more and more persistent, shall we say. So griffins go in and out more as the sun goes out. But you awaken well refreshed and without any surprises in the night. Zephyros's upstairs room remains strangely muffled. You still can't hear anything from out of there. You do hear the sound of an approaching griffin, however.
get up and look that way.
So you see a majestic griffin flying through the sky towards the tower. And mounted upon its back, you see a single man in a yellow robe. He looks as if he's trying to come in and land on the tower. Doesn't look like he's seen you, though.
Mm-hmm. And who would this be?
Is this like the people we saw Count What's-His-Face kick out?
Lord Naboon, or Nobun, as Adriel has dubbed him.
Yes, that guy.
Well, the guy you saw get kicked out of there was wearing a yellow robe. He's slowly getting closer. I mean, his hippogriff is slightly faster than the cloud tower, but the tower has a decent head start.
Right.
Got probably 10, 20 minutes before he actually gets within landing range.
And the
Yes.
giant's room is still muffled?
Yep.
Are we trying to get his attention? By that I mean the Zephyros.
Not sure how, but if you want to give it a whirl.
Well, he did say call.
Yep.
You're going to call out to Zephyros?
What do we think? Because we also have Richard saying lay low. Did I drop out?
No, you're still here.
Okay.
Adriel, I think you're the deciding vote here.
Oh, yeah, give him a call.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Let Zephyros talk to the guy, but I'm saying we don't let the guy know we're here.
Fair.
Okay.
Yes, little children, is there something you need, my guests?
We were going to say we do believe you might have a visitor.
Oh, well, it's been some time since we've had visitors. What does he look like?
He seems to be wearing a yellow robe on a griffin.
Interesting. Would you do me a favor, young ones?
If we're able.
Talk to him a little bit. See if he's worth my time. If you don't think he is, then send him away.
Just look to Adriel and Richard. Like, so much for the lay low part. But, well, we can certainly try. Just can't turn back from that now.
Yep. If you wish us to have a list, Zephyros, then we shall.
Much appreciated, child. Please, do. So, the man in the yellow robe, and I know that's not a token of a guy in a yellow robe, but I don't have one. The man in the yellow robe lands his griffin at the entrance to the tower, the same one that you guys entered through.
Is he riding a griffin or a hippogriff?
Griffin.
Okay.
Lands at the entrance to the tower. Lands at the entrance to the tower, looks within, and calls out, "Hello? Is anyone here?"
I'll approach.
Oh, hello.
You were in the Tower of Zephyros.
Is that the name of the tower's master? I did not know.
Can I ask why you have come?
You're the adventurers who were waiting outside Lord Naboon's office, weren't you? He shoved me out into you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't catch your face on your way out.
Oh, no, that's perfectly all right. I didn't quite register yours until just now either. I'm sorry, I don't believe being shoved out wasn't exactly a good way to catch each other's names. My name is Ildahar.
Adriel Koromnash.
Good to meet you. I saw the tower floating over Waterdeep. I figured I might as well ask the master of it for some aid. As long as you're here, could I ask you a favor as well?
You can ask.
Lord Naboon has been very opposed to our efforts to help the people of Waterdeep lately. I do not know why. I don't understand why. All we are trying to do is just feed the people of the slums and see to it that they're well taken care of. Yet Lord Naboon, you don't see anything to indicate he's lying. Lord Naboon is blocking us from doing this. I wonder if next time you have audience with the Lord, if you could ask him to please reconsider.
Damn it.
You also see nothing to indicate he's lying.
Adriel shrugged. I may discuss that the next time I speak with him, but I do not know when that will be.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely still feel suspicious of him. You just don't see any signs that he's lying about this. Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there a way I could speak with Master Zephyros?
It depends. What did you wish to speak to him about?
Even in Waterdeep, the threat of the giant still is felt. We wanted to ask him, or more in general, the owner of the tower, if there was any way they could help. And more specifically, we wanted to ask the owner of the tower for aid in ferrying food to faraway places. There are members of the Disciples of the Yellow King who are in far-flung places along the savage frontier. The aid of a flying tower such as this one to transport food and supplies to them could save lives. hundreds of lives along the entire frontier.
Drill will cock her head to the side of it. Zephyros is already doing what he can to assist in the current troubles.
I see. The giant troubles, you mean?
What about what he was saying about what he really wanted from Zephyros?
I mean, I'm sure they want a flying tower.
Yeah, but for what? If he was being truthful about that.
Oh, shit. Okay, you nailed the insight check. Yeah, he seems totally honest.
So if there's sinister plans, they're above him.
Oh god, these guys are
Yeah.
Team Skull.
Oh, I've taught you guys so well. But for now, like, this guy seems... He seems legit.
Oh, can you put his name in chat for the notes? Just what names I can never be entirely sure exactly what I heard.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Inks is going to stay out of sight and whatnot, but kind of do a little point and do a message spell at Adriel, explaining that he seems completely legit about that. So
Yeah,
if
but
there's
we're not
anything
going to
weird
tell
going on,
Zephyros
it's not
to
him.
stop doing what he's doing, and he can deal with that later. But nothing worth it. Adriel doesn't feel this is something worth interrupting Zephyros over. Especially because we don't want him to change his mind anytime in the near future.
I don't ask that if he's met Dark Hope. I don't know any Dark Hope. Is there a first name to it?
Keel?
Keela. I'm gonna put together like a list of characters that you guys have met and not killed.
It's actually getting pretty long in this game.
Yeah.
Last game it was the party. Well, except for that one that we killed.
Yeah, except for like Manny. But yeah, it's actually getting decently long.
He may have wanted to kill us at one point.
At least.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he did.
He definitely did. Alright, are you sure I can't just take the matter to him and let him decide at some later time?
Quite.
I don't know. Did you say quiet?
I said quite.
I don't know if, honestly, I don't know if I'll ever see another flying tower in my lifetime. As far as I know, this is the first time anybody in Waterdeep has seen one.
They are rare and thus valuable, but the master already has his plans for the immediate future, is doing what he can to deal with the troubles, and we will let him know that of your request for assistance, and if he is able to make a change and plans that to assist you, he will find you. I assume you have people in Waterdeep.
We do.
And he will find you there.
It is much appreciated. If he decides to answer our request, please tell him to search for the disciples of the Yellow King in Waterdeep. Ask for me.
I will let him know.
Thank you very much. Your assistance is much appreciated. I hope to hear back from Master Zephyros sometime soon. Though I understand that soon to one of his kind is very different to soon of ours. He backs off a little bit defensively. Well, I suppose I shall be going. It was excellent to meet you.
Have a safe flight.
Thank you. I hope to hear back from you sometime soon. For the good of everybody. He gives you a hopeful smile. Hops on his griffin and flies off in the direction of Waterdeep.
After he's gone, Edril just gives a shrug.
Well, that was all very heartwarming.
Persistent, aren't they?
I can only give that to their credit, darling. Persistence can be a gift. But believing wholeheartedly in what they're doing, that's interesting.
I would like to know more about them and what they are doing, but I also don't want to doubt the wisdom of Lord Naboon. He's not steered us wrong yet. And Adriel will tell Zephyros if he asks.
Oh yeah, Zephyros would probably shout down a little bit. So who was that at the door?
Someone requesting charity.
Charity? Who do they think I am? Some sort of little folk? Someone mocked? Asking for charity.
He
Bloody,
has left.
bloody little ones. If he ever shows up again, I'll show him charity. Yes, he'll get good charity. You can hear the air quotes around the word. From me.
Inks just gives Richard the look that's like, there's your trigger.
Not for nothing,
So-
that means he's pissed off at small people, which I don't think we want to remind him about.
Okay, so everyone look not like hobbits.
You all look like small people to him. He's 25 feet tall. Charity. Do you know I am Cloud Giant? Wealth, prestige, power. That is my business. Not charity. Not giving.
Inks just smiles at that. Of course, everything comes with a price, darling. Just what you're willing to give and what you're expecting to get.
The nerve of him. Trying to negotiate like an equal.
And that, of course, is why we sent him away. We know you couldn't be bothered with such a thing.
I almost wish you hadn't. I could show him, and those like him, what passes for charity.
It's not too late for you to turn the castle around and go after him.
No.
Oh, darling, he doesn't need to do that. He's far
I
above
didn't say he
that.
did.
No,
I'm just saying he
no.
could if he wanted to.
It's quite literally far above that.
I have a job to do. An exchange has been made. Never let it be said that Zephyros went back on his word.
An exchange?
With Lord Naboon, of course. What, did you think that I just happened to show up? Happened to agree to fly you all 600 miles across the continent?
Inks just like giggles to herself at that. Of course not. Genius
Well,
such as yourself, that would be very, very difficult.
It would be demeaning, is the word you're looking for.
Yes, of course, darling.
We are simply unaware of the nature of your bargain. 'Tis all. We know only our own bargain with Lord Naboon.
Oh, I suspect it is similar. Wealth. Wealth for a favor. The only difference is in scale.
She'll smirk again at that.
Even Andrew will give that one a smirk.
what? I don't get it. What's so funny, guys?
Oh, you are so droll, I love it.
That wasn't even intentional. Ah, this is unfortunate. Lord Naboon's gift would be sufficient to jump me in the ordning. But alas,
The disappearances.
yes. Yes.
Laughing one would certainly love to help you find them, too. For the good of everyone.
I would appreciate it, but it is not your task for the moment. Yours is merely to aid the people of Brine Shander. Mine is to find my lost people. It will be difficult. I suspect it will also be part of my task to unite them again.
We wish you every luck in your endeavors, for I'm certain there are many who will suffer until this problem is solved.
Oh, yes, many little ones will suffer. One of your sages said long ago that nobody wins when giants fight. Where we battle, the earth is scorched and torn. The skies roil with thunder. The weather shifts for decades.
Giants confirmed as global warming.
Kind of. Nobody wins when we do. Not even ourselves. Every giant who dies to another giant is a giant who could have fought a dragon or anything else. Who could have found Astoria.
Well, hopefully we can all get this all behind us. And you can get the prestige that you so very much deserve.
I have no doubt I'll find it anyways. But thank you.
Oh, but the quicker the better.
If only it mattered still.
Well, that's why the leaders need to be found, does it not?
See, of course. Zephyros is not a good liar.
Could have fooled me up to this point.
I mean, he's pretty obviously not telling you guys everything, but it's up to you if you want to push him on it.
We have 2 weeks. Just keep it in the back of the mind. Probably not good to push him right after he got mad at what's his face.
Fair enough. If there's nothing else, I'd like to return to my work, little ones. You have any questions about giants or about where we're going or any such things? Please do ask. Otherwise, I leave you to your own devices.
Well, what all do we know about the town so far, or city?
Brian Shander?
Yeah.
So, you probably know the basics at least. Brian Shander is the largest. Brian Shander exists at the mouth of the place called Icewind Dale. It's the largest of a set of communities up there known as 10 Towns. So 10 Towns is primarily a merchant stopping place. It produces some goods of its own, but mostly it's a stopping place for merchants to unload both the people who live there, who generally are not the most savory of people, if you get what I mean, and for the barbarians and the others who live out in the Dale. So there's also a clan of dwarves who live out there. There are a number of barbarian tribes, and there's frost giants. 10 Towns technically exists outside of anybody's jurisdiction, outside of any kingdom. It's its own little area. So a lot of people go there as a place to escape for one reason or another.
Okay. So he said that Frost giants were big on strength. Does he have any suggestions on as to how to show that being a not giant? In a sign of good faith, obviously.
Fight them is the easiest way. You are little people. You are Maug, inherently. You are not of the ordning. To be treated with respect, you must show strength to them. And whether that's fighting them, whether it is fighting some of the native creatures, whether it's going somewhere and finding something for them. It depends. The simplest way is to fight them. The barbarians are known to occasionally wrestle frost giants, and sometimes even win. But he sticks his head over the railing of his upper area and eyes you all. I don't think any of you are the type to be wrestling, except perhaps the metal one.
Oh no, darling, I prefer other types of wrestling.
I'm certain you do, little one.
But that is good to know. I'm sure we can come up with something. Thank you for the information. It is very helpful.
Oh, of course. You can always try strength of charm. I believe they prefer strength of arm, though.
Wah wah.
Arm is in charm.
I'm sure we can find some middle ground there.
Don't hate because I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Who do you think you're talking to, darling? Though, I mean, if you do want to wrestle with the frost giant, I'm not stopping you. If that's your thing.
We will totally allow this.
That's the spirit.
If the need arises, I'm sure I can make this happen.
Richard gets broken by a frost giant.
Death by snoo snoo.
I think you mean death by snow snow?
Oh! Oh!
But the remainder of the day goes by without incident. The terrain below you continues to flow by. Eventually, you start to pass by a few mountains. And you can see, if you're looking outside, that the cloud tower weaves between the mountains, sometimes close enough that you could almost reach out and touch the side of the mountain. Occasionally, you see very perplexed animals on the side of the mountain as well, staring up at the tower, wondering what it is.
As a note, when he was explaining strength, is magic considered bad in that sense?
More generally, it's just martial prowess.
So definitely like physical fighting and not magic.
Yeah, giants in general kind of look down on magic. Zephyros being a wizard is a little bit unusual. I'd have to look and check specifically for frost giants, but I'm fairly certain that they're more about strength of arm than strength of charm or strength of fireball.
All right, it's all on you, Adriel.
Awesome. With my 13.
Better than what we have.
I believe it.
So Richard and Nix are just on the sidelines, waving pennants as the other two fight frost giants.
One thing that Zephyros would have told you as well, if you are, another thing that frost giants respect is trophies fashioned from slain foes.
Uh-huh.
So if we can kill something cool and like carry its head around, that'll do.
Yeah. That certainly would do.
Yeah, but what level are we talking about here that would be something cool to a frost giant?
Ooh.
Or is it like one of those things where it's all in the story we tell about the thing that we give it?
You could probably
Chicken
sell
head.
that. I think you might need to sell something a bit bigger than a chicken, but
You underestimate our charisma.
I look forward to seeing you guys trying to sell a chicken as a worthwhile enemy to a bunch of frost giants. That is something I would love to see.
Oh man, guys, we gotta use a phantasmal force. Crazy chicken stampede that's actually hurting them. Those things are vicious.
The clucking! The clucking!
They have big teeth.
Death awaits you all with nasty big pointy teeth.
There we go, the crazy rabbits.
Yep. One of us may have to rename ourselves to Tim for a short while, but we got that.
To be fair, that you're always renaming yourself.
Which is why I'm saying it won't be a problem.
This is true.
I'm sure we can find something a little bit better than a rabbit. Even the crazy, scary ones.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to ask Zephyros? Or discuss amongst each other?
Well, I guess the question is this just a for the moment, or is it like over the course of time period?
And so we're going to pump him for whatever information about giants we can get, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do still have 2 weeks and 2 days. So
Yeah.
16 days. It's only your second day of flying. You've got 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to pump him for more information.
Yeah, again, I guess just as usual then, ask him if there's anything he needs or that he would like while he works. Just to be as helpful as possible.
Oh, perhaps just a perhaps just a spot of tea if you have any, little one.
Well, did we see any tea in his, I guess, his pantry or anything like that when we were getting food last time? And she could just go make him some tea from that?
Um, yeah. Yeah, you would have seen some tea in his pantry, along with some giant-sized mugs. They're probably about 2.5 feet tall to scale.
Well then, that I can do, darling, and I'm told my tea is quite good. So I will have one of the others bring that up to you.
Oh, no need. I'll just levitate it up.
Oh yes, the genius wizard. Forgive me. Then I shall get right on that.
You'll get used to it.
Oh, I'm sure I will. But not for a good long time.
Well,
Always being amazed and whatnot.
I suppose. Yeah, you
Just start
can
having some tea.
you can brew him some tea, and you set it in the middle of the floor. It'll slowly start to levitate up to him. Much appreciated, thank you. It's very good. Very good indeed.
Anytime, darling.
You hear giant-sized slurping noises as he drinks your tea. Oh, actually, that is an interesting thought. Adriel Inks, Thoughts? Rich just threw something up.
Yeah, I'm reading. If you really think you're that sneaky,
Yeah, I mean, I think we're doing okay so far. So we
and
probably
keep
don't
in
want to
mind,
ruin it.
yeah, if we screw up the relationship now, we got 2 weeks in this place, sitting in a corner, not being talked to. That would be bad.
Well, it's not so much that I'm as good at sneaking as I am at lying my way out of things.
Nah, I'd rather you lie your way in.
Got a point there. Plus, once we give the first sell after a little while, it makes it easier to sell if you get caught. He is a genius after all. You want to see how he works. If Inks plays him up.
Right, that's why I want to go up there. I want to watch him work.
Give it a little more time.
All right, well, there's something to keep in mind if we do want to try that. We can probably make some more tea for him later.
It's a long sell.
You're playing the long con.
Right, I'm just saying that something to think about later if we need to.
Okay. If there's anything, I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit through the next few days because it is 2.5 weeks. If there is anything specific you would like to do with, or like to try and do with Zephyros within the next week or so, speak now. Otherwise, just give me like a quick general idea of what you're trying to do with him over that time period.
Well, Inks is definitely still trying to get on as best a side as she can with him. Like either by helping him with making tea or holding things for, well, she probably can't hold anything for him, but, the usual asking about his life, like chit-chat between questions about different giants and whatnot. But basically sweet-talking him.
Adriel will want to learn as much about giants as she can from them, but in a way that doesn't annoy him, so.
He's actually more than happy to talk about giants, just in general terms.
Right. I mean, obviously, the more specific she can get, the better, but she also doesn't want to press him anything that's going to make him angry.
Right. Anything in particular you wanted to learn?
How to figure out where a giant is in the ordning would be useful without just knowing the name of every giant.
How to figure out where they are in the ordning. Okay. So overall, obviously in the ordning, a giant's position is determined by what kind of giant they are. Like just as a general guide. Within each caste, or within each type of giant, obviously they each have their own indicator. Some of them more obvious than others. So I can list them all out in chat for your notes if you want. But so for hill giants, their quality that they look for is size. Whoever's the biggest rules. They're always going out and looking for things to eat so that they can learn, or so that they can get bigger. For stone giants, the quality that they look for most is artisticness. So whoever makes the coolest stuff Yeah,
So
whoever
here's
makes
the question then. So if I meet 3 stone giants, how can I tell which is the most artistic?
You can't really. Like, just off immediately meeting them, you might be able to tell based on.
Which one gets deferred to? But that's about it.
Sorry?
And which one gets deferred to?
Yeah, so which one's deferred to, you can tell by, like, basic social cues. A lot of the time in Stone Giant Society, anybody who you meet who's doing any sort of menial or military task is somebody who's low in the ordning, because they view those as unartistic. A lot of the time, Stone Giants will wear pieces of art as well, or even carve them into themselves. So you can tell based on the quality of that. It's
Okay.
it's
I get the idea.
tricky
I
to tell.
kind of didn't have the answer I was hoping I could get, but
Yeah, I mean it's hard to tell. It varies between types of giants, and it's rarely easy to tell for non-giants.
But for giants, it's super easy to tell.
Yeah, I mean giants generally have a pretty good sense of what constitutes rank. Well, pretty good sense. Giants are literally born into the ordning. They are defined either by their position in the ordning or by, in rare cases, by their opposition to it. They kind of innately know. Well, innately know is the wrong way to distinguish it. They It is much easier for a giant to tell where another giant of their kind is in the ordning than it is for an outsider to tell. You could learn as somebody who isn't a giant, but it's going to take you longer than a couple of weeks to do.
Okay.
Ooh, here's something to also learn in some downtimes. Some keywords in giant.
Oh boy. There's actually a list of those in Bolos. I don't have my Bolos here because I just went home for the holidays.
Ah, gotcha.
I just left today. There's a bunch of really great information on giants in there as well that would be super relevant to what you're asking about as well, Jeff. Unfortunately, I did not bring it with me.
I don't have it either.
Yeah,
Is it?
I can. There's a bunch of other stuff in the monster manual / in the handouts for / actually in the character sheets for this module. So I will look through that and try and give you a more concrete answer.
Okay.
But yeah, for keywords in giant, I got nothing for you. Actually, there's 2 keywords in giant that that you can know straight off. One of them is Maug, which is something that is of the ordning, and the other one is Mot, or Mot, which is not of the ordning. And I'll spell those real quick. You can more or less think of them as honorable and dishonorable for giants.
Okay. That's definitely good to know. So is it like something you put before a before like a name, Kind of like a...
No, it's more
They
of an
would say
adjective.
it is Maug or it is Moot.
Yeah, like an action is Maug, or an action is
Oh,
Moz.
okay.
Rich, you succeed in hanging out with the others so that you can all become the bestest of friends.
Does that mean we're also the bestest of friends with Zephyros?
You're getting to be more friendly with him. You're pretty good friends with him at this point. Um,
Every so often still might try the cute flying cat angle.
Unfortunately, once you've saved against the cute flying cat, you're immune to the effect for the next week.
Damn. Well, I got one more shot at this.
You had some other things that you wanted to do though that I completely forgot about because I went off on giants. Inks.
No, it was basically just, mostly just sweet talking him to get on his good side, helping him out with stuff. And,
Oh, yeah.
Guess the only thing would be, if we were anywhere near a town along the way and she got low on her, tobacco, that would probably be, like, the only thing that would change her mood.
If you get low on tobacco, Zephyros is happy to offer you some of his. If you're willing to try giant tobacco.
Know anything about it is the question. Like, is it like peyote? Because...
Roll a nature check.
Oh shit.
You know that giant tobacco is literally the same as normal people tobacco because they don't grow their own tobacco.
Okay, good.
They just loot it from other people.
Uh-huh. That makes sense. Okay, that was fine then. And that's something to flatter him more about because he is keeping her from being...
Zephyros is more than happy to provide you with some smokes.
Oh, you are a lifesaver, darling. Thank you. You have very good taste.
Oh, not at all, not at all. Just a little something I picked up. But, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna joke that by picked up, did he seem like he looted it or he just got it as a trade for something?
He does not specify.
I guess along the way she'd, as she's learning some phrases, she'd use them just to, when she thinks it's polite. And to show that she's learning.
Roll an insight check. Zephyros gets uncomfortable whenever you use the word. Zephyros gets a little bit uncomfortable whenever you use the words Maug or Moot or Mutt around him.
Okay, as soon as she figured that out, she would stop. Or at least ask about it and then stop.
How are you asking?
Like, is it bad of me to be using those terms, darling? Should I not? You seem uncomfortable. I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
It is a little improper, I suppose. You are not of the ordinary.
She gave a nod that, of course, I'm very sorry.
It is no fault of yours, little one. You were not born to it. Oh, yeah, so cloud giants, their thing is being wealthy and gaining wealth. So giving things for free is extremely mocked to them. It is completely against what they're all about. Adriel being a wizard is not in itself mocked. Just not a very common choice amongst giants.
Well, he's definitely got something he's holding back or hiding or whatever. So it's probably something. It could just be something embarrassing. Is one of the theories I'm entertaining.
Out of curiosity, what are the other ones?
That he's got some evil plan, that he is considering selling us into slavery, or that he's just annoyed. I mean, that's also an answer.
Well, cloud giants are... Yeah, that's the thing. Cloud giants are 50-50 on alignment. They're either neutral good or neutral evil.
And I don't know which one this is.
Just fun fact. Yeah. Anything you wanted to ask him about that, or about being a wizard, or anything about your theories?
Oh, no.
No? Not yet? Okay.
Yeah, any of Inks's questioning would be very, like, slow, gentle step. After she's sure she's doing everything else right and not making him uncomfortable. One uncomfortable thing at a time, and then working out of that.
Okay. Actually, everybody roll a perception check for me for the... Oh, hi. All right. Oh, wow.
Damn.
Okay. You guys see everything on this week's voyage, including, at one point, you spot what looks like a silver dragon off in the distance.
That's interesting.
It doesn't come close, but it is a very large silver dragon, probably adult-sized.
Is it going the same direction as us? A different direction?
It kind of shadows you guys for about a day.
Inks is specifically interested in, as she has silver scales on her.
Right. But it doesn't get too close.
Inks appears more enthralled with it than anything like that for a little bit. But then turns her enthrallment back to Zephyros.
Zephyros appears completely oblivious to the dragon.
Right, and she's not telling him because dragons and giants.
Please do not call me Zeph. My name is Zephyros, and has been for centuries upon centuries.
And his name today is Valentinez Alcanel Zihag Sushi Lavo Harris, Gambigo Bell Booster Vari Talentron Pierre Andre Charton Hamilton George Deutzel Kaiser III. I'm assuming that's what Richard's going by today.
The fuck was that?
Try again.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Have not seen.
Oh, you should.
It's good.
Have I committed some horrible sin?
No. It's not required viewing. It's not like you haven't seen Star Wars, but try again is really good.
It's something I wish I hadn't seen so that I could look forward to getting to watch it again.
Ah, gotcha. It's one of those.
But I would ask him about the silver dragon and if it's common for him to have dragons following him around.
Hey! Oh, it's another one. They appear sometimes. Children,
Yes, go on.
I'd like to ask you all to keep an eye out for him.
Does he cause you trouble, darling?
The appearance of dragons around my tower normally coincides with some misguided souls attempting to board it.
Ah, understood.
That rarely ends well for anybody involved.
Is that because the dragon is trying to get some help to board the tower and take it?
Or are they working with someone?
It matters not. It's happened several times. Either the dragon flies some people onto the tower, or the dragon attacks me himself, or what have you. Matters little. The point is, he's probably out there to cause trouble. And if he comes back, I would appreciate it if you all gave me warning. Is that understood, children?
Completely.
Good.
So I guess you and the giants and even the metallics don't get along very well, huh?
No. They tricked us long ago.
Inks will just frown very obviously at that.
It's what led to the fall of Astoria. It is a long tale, children. You say with 2 dragon blood sorcerers in the group.
2?
There are 2 dragon saucers in the group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stand by my statement. And I'll talk to you all about it later.
Notice how neither of us are disagreeing with you either.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Do keep an eye out for them. They're rarely up to any good.
We will do our best to make sure they cause you no trouble.
Good. But that would probably occur about 4 days after you guys get on the tower with Zephyros, as the dragon starts shadowing you. 3 days later, 2 days after the dragon has left you, you begin to hear the flapping of very large wings coming closer to the tower.
Oh, time to deal with that.
Take a peek.
You take a peek out. The sound appears to be coming from directly below the tower. You can't really see from where you are in the tower. The cloud that's around the bottom of it is kind of blocking you from seeing.
Hey, cat, be useful.
Take a look.
It pokes its head outside the window, immediately feels the wind from out there, pulls its head back in. Flapping of winds slowly gets stronger.
Oh, it's alright, Ritlix, darling, you did your best. And give him a couple pets, and then... Well, I guess we're dealing with this. Well, first of all, we did say we'd let him know, but then Inks would mention that they could try to deal with it, so he doesn't have to.
It's a dragon.
Well,
In case there's anyone with the dragon.
But dragon.
Definitely gonna, take the steps necessary to let him know that the dragon seems to have come close.
Yes, with that we might be able to talk it away.
I just don't feel like there's going to be much talking at this point.
Dragons are intelligent. And you have at least 2 people in this party that know Draconic.
as
even worse, I can't help.
As you're discussing, excuse me, the flapping of wings gets slowly louder. You can hear a couple of muffled voices coming from below you. Do you shout up to Zephyros at all?
I shout up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said we were going to tell him, and then Inks was going to mention that we might be able to handle it so he doesn't have to deal.
And then I would say, as long as the dragon didn't come up.
Not dragons. If the dragon itself attacks, I will deal with it. It will have people with him, though. Make ready.
Get my weapons.
Take another hit off our pipe. Oh, here we go again.
So, the sound of wings grows louder and louder. The voices with it also grow louder. You can make out a couple of words in common. But The beating of wings grows louder and louder and louder, till it sounds as if they're about to burst through the clouds. And I think that's where we're going to end for today.
Oh, snap.
Because I'm a bastard, and I want to keep you all in suspense for the next couple weeks.
Hey, that's an insult to us bastards.
Wow. Rude. Yeah, really, I don't think we have time to do this next encounter anytime soon. So, going to keep it for next week. Or next, whenever we do things. I assume that you guys are busy on Boxing Day.
Yes.
What a coincidence. I am too.
Gasp.
Truly unexpected.
What a crazy random happenstance.
Yeah, truly. So the next day after that, I think it's January 2nd.
Yes.
So I, in theory, am available that day.
As far as I know, I'm available that day as well.
I should be fine.
Okay. Chris?
Yeah, I should be good. And if I had any kind of a hangover, it should be well over by that point.
Yeah.
You never know.
Drink lots of water on the first, guys.
Don't net it.
There's another way to drink?
Other than breaking casks on your face? Yes.
I assume there's the Richard way.
Yes, it's wine instead of beer.
You break casks of wine
Wine
on
over your
Richard's
head?
face?
He needs that face to be pretty.
That's why there's illusion magic, though.
That's fair.
He has a point.
You can make anything with illusion magic. It's very handy.
Okay, then. I guess I'll see you all on the 2nd.
Cool.
Nomination,
Oh, yeah.
which I think we had as Rich last time. At least that's what I have on the thing.
Yeah, I think I have to go with inks.
Hey, thank you.
Good job. Well deserved.
Applause.
Even though that elven stare was really good.
Thank you. Okay, good night then.
Night.
Night,
Have a
guys.
Have a good
There you
holidays.
go.
Yeah, have a good holiday.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that.
Yep. See you on the other
Yeah.
side.
Later.